this is one of the fucking things I can't stand is when people will go, well, I don't want to get too big.
Oh, I
If
hate
you
that.
accidentally get too big, you fucking tell me what you did, because I'm gonna make a fortune. Nobody ever accidentally got too big. Like,
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
and they say that, and when people say that to me, I remember the last guy that came in and said that, and I said, you're saying that because you're not ready to go all in. You put up this block that, oh, I don't want to get too big or muscular, so I'll just, if I skip this meal or I don't show up this day, it's okay.
Mm,
So you're already setting up reasons to fail.
yeah.
That's what you're doing. You're not scared about getting too
Self-sabotage.
big. What you're doing is you're setting yourself up to fucking bail.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Paradise Pump. We're back again, and we got John back on today, joining the cast.
Hello.
He's got his fancy striped shirt on today. So,
He's matching.
it's just
His
kind of
hat is browns
those
and
colors pop,
blues.
Trying to go for the I'm going on a casual yacht.
You
Yeah,
are
'cause
going
you
on
got
a
the
yacht
hat,
trip,
too. You got the
man.
hat.
You're going
You got the yacht
sailing. This
hat.
guy's
Yeah.
going
I know,
sailing
right?
today.
Yeah. Martha's
Like
Vineyard.
John used to be, pretty big into, bodybuilding, men's physique, and now I don't know. I don't know if he's I don't know. I don't know if he's that guy anymore. I think
I've lost
he
20
lives,
pounds.
yeah.
I actually went to jujitsu yesterday, so yeah.
Oh, dude,
Of course,
wow.
with the cardio.
Like lifestyle changes over
I
here,
know.
man.
Yeah, I'm still lifting like 3 days a week, but man, yeah, I'm trying to
You're not even are you not even doing TRT, huh?
no, nothing, just
Like
natural.
just
How do you feel?
natural.
At first it was a hard shift for sure, but I feel like the natural testosterone pills I've been taking, it's not like sky high, but I haven't done blood work, but I feel better. Yeah. I'm not like depressed and like I don't not want to train or anything like that.
You don't even you don't take like DHEA at least or something? Something like
Well, I
that?
take I don't know what it is from Designer Body. It's like M test.
Oh, one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those boosters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my Thai actually took it and got blood work done and his testosterone levels raised when he did it. So
I've actually heard of that one.
yeah, M test.
Yeah.
Where'd you get it from?
Designer Body, Kakako, man.
And it works?
I mean, I haven't done blood work to see if it works, but I feel okay. Yeah, but it's not like I'm
See,
gaining
but also too, you
size,
did gyno surgery, so you wouldn't know if you have
Yeah.
any type of adverse
Oh,
reactions or estrogenic effects from it anyway.
Yeah.
Besides like being a lot more sentimental, moody, cry during movies. I don't know, like
Try to.
like acting like a little
Ugh.
P word
I mean,
here.
honestly, there's certain things that do make me kind of a little more sad nowadays. I feel like the testosterone definitely kind of
No, I think that comes with age as well too.
Yeah.
We see it, but
Yeah.
I never thought that I was gonna be an emotional person,
Yeah.
regardless of my athleticism or whatever. I think it just comes with age and
Yeah,
experience.
for sure.
I think
Life
so.
experience. Yeah.
I think it does, yeah.
Care
Yeah.
more. Damn it!
Yeah.
I just fucked
You're
up
like,
when
I
I
care
care
more.
more.
But it's interesting because I think some people they get, because you heard of that angry old man, like some people get bitter as they get older, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
for
need a
sure.
hug.
Yes.
They need
So
love.
they have those people, they're
Jed's
lonely
gonna be
and
that
bitter.
dude,
And
that
they
grouchy old
maybe they lose
man.
purpose
I'm
in
already
Maybe
grouchy.
life.
failed relationships, maybe they
Yes.
got divorced,
Yeah.
like all kinds of stuff. And
Yeah,
they're
they
just
got a
like,
chip on their shoulder
yeah,
already.
they're just
So
like,
being that Jed's already a grouchy man, just give him a hug when you guys come in and see him. Fuck it. If he like
and
buckles
Jed
you,
hasn't even been
just hug
married. So,
him.
I mean,
Just hug
he
him.
can't even use that as an excuse. Like, I
Haven't
was
what?
divorced.
Hadn't
You
been
haven't even
married
been married.
or kids.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no, you were married.
I was
once. That's
married.
right.
Right.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
For like
Wait, how
4
long were you
months.
married
I didn't know
for?
that.
How long you
4 months.
See, that's why I
That
don't
don't
count it.
count.
That's why I don't count it. Okay. I mean, he was officially married, but I mean married 10 years, I should say.
Oh, no.
Like, I'm just saying,
No.
if you've gone through it,
Yeah,
that's
Jed's
a long
originally
time.
from Poland. He 90-day fiance.
90 I think it was 120 days. That was like a prep. That was like a contest
Yeah.
prep.
At the rate that I'm going, me and Jed should go back on one of those dating
Oh,
things as well. I'm getting too
man.
old to be single at this point, man.
Flavor of love.
I'm about to.
I
That's
don't
You're
know if I
about
can do
you're
a
about
dating
to
app, though.
are you looking? Are you looking for
No,
love
I'm
right
not
now?
looking at
You're
all.
not
I'm
looking
just
for
open
love?
though.
So you're pretty good being single?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But you don't want to be single forever. Like you
No,
don't
man,
foresee that.
I didn't perceive myself growing old alone.
Okay. Okay.
I feel you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. As
Well,
we get older, I feel that's
what do
okay. We all
you
think
what do
about
you
it.
guys what do you think of old? Like what's old to you?
Fuck, I'm there.
So like mid 40s is old to you?
I would
If I'm gonna
say
be turning 50 pretty soon,
Yeah. You feel like
Yeah.
that's
I
old.
feel like that's old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you what about
I
you?
feel like mid 40s. I mean, because you think like midlife, a midlife crisis,
Mm.
like some people like, oh, I'm 52, I have a midlife crisis. Well, you're gonna live to be 104. Like that's the midlife of what 52
Exactly.
is. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
The average
So
lifespan is what, 80?
yeah, 80 maybe. So like if you're a 40, like that's already halfway. That's like halfway through already. You know what I mean? Like if you're 40, I feel
I
like
mean, yeah, maybe for
midlife.
most, but
Yeah,
yeah, but midlife crisis can start at like 40 and go till you're 60.
that's very
I mean,
true.
it can.
Yeah.
You could have a midlife crisis for like 10,
Yeah, because
20
I'm
years too.
40, what, 42? Yeah, 42 now. So
I think what it is the midlife crisis thing is you could start younger, but then until you come to the realization of what's going on, like you could just keep going. So
yeah,
you got to hit that point where you've come, oh, I realize this now. Okay,
yeah,
this is what's going on in my life. This is where I'm at. You know
for
what I mean?
sure. Yeah,
I
no,
think that's what it
definitely.
is.
And I feel like
I think so.
you're never really too old to reinvent yourself, So I feel like maybe the midlife crisis thing is a little, overplayed, and maybe people are just like having a different
Mm.
interest at the age of
Yep.
45. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's like,
That's interesting you
yeah.
say that because have you ever noticed this? You're not too old, like you said, to reinvent yourself, but it's the people that have been around you all those years that make it difficult for you
Oh,
to
those
reinvent
are the
yourself.
main
Very
ones.
good.
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
Yeah.
good
In those
point.
situations, the people who support you the most are the random, like people you
They
see at the gym once a week or
they
something,
a lot of times they don't
Yeah.
accept it.
And then your friends are so used to you being this person that, yeah, they can't see
Well,
you
because
any
even
differently.
if you are doing things that are bettering yourself, they're like, you notice he doesn't even drink anymore.
He's
Like, yeah,
changed.
what's
Yeah.
going on with him?
The
Why would he
drinking,
do
dude.
that? I
That's
don't
the
know. I'm
worst
just
one. Yeah,
one
no,
thing,
no,
but
for
you know what I mean?
sure.
Then they start picking
Yeah.
on you, and you're just like, isn't that good? And you're
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's good, but you seem different now. You're like,
Yeah.
I think I'm better, and they're like, I don't
Oh, so
know.
you're better than
Yeah.
me now?
Yeah, like it's weird.
That's why.
It's always the people that are close to you.
Yeah, that's why I stopped going to bars too. Getting back to that drinking thing is because, like, when people would offer you a drink and you don't want to drink and you're just there to socialize with your
Oh,
friends,
they
maybe
don't
have a
like it.
poo poo or two.
They don't like
It's
it.
yeah, they don't like it. They get offended. It's almost like you're better than us. You think you're better than us, like and it's
Well,
like,
I when you walk away, dude, they're
it's
like,
so irritating.
what's up with him?
Yeah,
Fucking queer.
yeah, I know, right?
Like, what's going on with him? Dude, he's weak.
I
Like,
know, right? This guy's fucking
look at
lame,
him, man.
dude.
He lost like
Freaking
20 pounds and
skinny
shit.
and
He looks
shit.
He's
good. Like,
Is he
changed.
sick?
screw
I know.
him. I know they're all mad,
Yeah, I know.
they're
He's different.
eating fries and
He's
drinking
acting
beers.
different. Yeah.
He must have been on steroids when he was 20 pounds
Yeah.
heavier.
Oh, for sure.
That's a big one, right? Like, oh, look, he got off the juice. Look, he's all skinny now. I knew
No.
it. I knew it was because the steroids.
No, the worst one was at the Stingray, and like you see people, and I've been like catfishing people on my Instagram. I've been like posting old pictures, so they think I'm like all crazy looking,
Mm.
but they don't know it's like from last year. So I go to the Stingray, I'm a little smaller, and people are looking at me like, you look great, man. And I'm
They're,
like, dude, like
they're all
I'm
confused.
20 pounds later, like they're like, dude, are you cutting? I'm like,
Are you cutting? I
bro,
love
come
that.
on, man. Like I stopped doing steroids, and I'm just smaller. I'm still lifting weights. I like to train, but it's like, it's funny. They're trying to be polite about it. They're like, oh, you look great, bro.
Well, it's like at least they're not going behind your back and being like, "Oh, is John sick or what?
I know, right?
Is he got some
Mhm,
shit that he's got
Yeah,
all
mhm.
skinny?
I know.
Is he on the freaking
Yeah,
ice?"
I know, right? He's
Yeah.
smoking,
Hey, yeah,
dude, he's doing
yeah.
cocaine again. But yeah, no.
Well, I think everybody kind of resets, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
get off of stuff, like you're gonna reset to a certain level.
yeah, for
So
sure.
whatever
Definitely.
your structure is,
I
and
Yeah,
honestly think we should continuously reinvent ourselves over and over and over again. I mean
yeah,
that's the only way we're going to continuously grow.
yeah. I feel that.
mm,
You know,
yeah, it's true. You just like I said, and I just noticed this for me personally is who's around you. They can definitely make it difficult for you
Yeah, no,
or
definitely.
try to halt
yeah,
that
and over
growth.
the years, my
Yeah, for
groups of
sure.
friends has changed. And,
Yeah.
do I miss some of it? Yeah, we had some great times. I mean, for the people who knew
Mm.
me in my 20s and stuff, we
Oh
had a
yeah.
lot of fun, but I'm not that same person. And it's okay. I still love them, but
Yeah.
from afar, it's okay.
For sure. And I
Yeah.
feel like as we get older too, we have less free time. You have like obligations, and then like you're like, you might want to just stay home and relax on a Friday night too, you know what I mean? But yeah, so you have to pick and choose your time wisely. And like you said, the people around you, if they don't have similar interests and they're trying to go drinking, but you're trying to do a bodybuilding show, it's just not gonna work out hanging out, man.
Hmm.
Yeah. Kind of are who you hang out with.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, yeah, no, you change that circle of friends, right,
Yeah,
over
for sure.
time.
I want
Definitely.
to speaking of age and midlife crisis and all of that other stuff, like it's a thing maybe for guys they want to recapture their youth by dating someone 15, 20 years their junior, getting that sports car, lifting weights and reinventing themselves in a physical nature to that degree. But how do you guys feel about the women who do the cosmetic surgery to hold on to their youth?
Hmm.
Okay, like,
Which
mm,
surgery in general? Because I mean, that's broad. Like I could agree with you doing like a filler or something to look younger, but then we start talking liposuction and stuff, then I'd have an argument against it.
well, is Botox considered cosmetic surgery? It's not,
No.
right?
No,
It's
How
not.
it's like a
not? I mean, it's a
procedure.
certain
It's a procedure,
procedure
but
to
it's not
get.
surgery.
What's the difference? Because they don't cut their face open.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
so.
like what is it when you put them to sleep or
It's
something?
like a supplement almost, right?
Maybe that might be a surgery. If they got to
Mm.
put you to sleep for it.
Well, because they were just
Yeah.
injecting Botox in you, so it's like a
Yeah.
supplement, right?
Yeah, and
It's
you don't
like
even need to be
So
a doctor
what do you
to do
oppose
that.
about liposuction, Jed?
Well, if you don't change your habits, it's going to come back. I've seen it. So people think, "Oh, I'll just get this done. I'll be good forever." Like, no, you're still eating like shit. So you're going to be fat soon if you keep it up.
For sure.
I mean, at least, I mean, now if you were to do it and then diet to keep yourself looking that way, I wouldn't knock on it too bad.
Yeah.
But a lot of people just think it's an easy way out. And then I've seen people do it and they go right back to where they started because they
Well,
don't,
technically, if they did the band or like they did any type of other means of weight loss, besides liposuction, we'll just put that on the back table. Yeah, if you don't maintain your lifestyle, more than likely you are gonna gain it back. But therefore, like with liposuction, you're technically cutting it and removing it away. You have a certain amount of fat cells which grow in size, but if you cut it out, then that reduces the amount of fat. But yes, you can acquire new fat cells or get fat again, but it's a lot slower than as if you were to do like say Ozempic or Manjaro or like one of those things, lose a lot of weight, still have that shitty diet, go back to the shitty diet eating. Yeah, you'll gain it
and
back
your
just like
health
that.
too. I mean, yeah, you got the fat gone, but if you're still eating like shit, you're talking about your lifespan and other health complications that could come up
What if they
because of
don't
it.
care? What if they just want to look fucking good for themselves because they're going through some kind of
That's
crisis
fine.
and like they won't.
okay. Well, you know what's interesting is you have younger women. When I say younger, I mean maybe like in the lower 30s to me, and they're getting a lot of work done, and they're in their 30s,
I've
like
seen
early
high
30s,
school graduation presents as
or
Oh yeah,
even
obese.
yeah.
there has been 20s,
Yeah.
right? Maybe they don't get as much work. Okay, like so the work on their face to me, especially if they're young like that, 30s and 20s,
Yeah.
I'm against it. I'm like, what are you doing? Like
Yeah.
that's
For sure.
on the body. I mean, if they're, I don't agree with it. Obviously, I've always been into bodybuilding, the lifestyle, eating good. I think that they could do it if they wanted to, like train and properly eat and everything. But if somebody just doesn't have the mental capacity to just get in here and follow the program and they wanted to do lipo in some areas, to me, I'm like, okay, fine. It's okay, whatever, as long as they can that gets them going, and maybe they can start
Yeah.
doing a program after that. But I don't like the facial stuff, especially
Yeah.
at an early age. I
Yeah.
really,
I feel like those
I just don't
Kardashian
like it. Well, and they
girls,
start
like,
looking. Why do all the women start looking the same?
yeah.
Like they all start looking the same. The face gets pulled back. I just
It's
don't.
a conspiracy.
Right. I feel like there's
I just
only
prefer the aging
so many
process.
nose styles too, right? Like, I mean, so they probably just go with what's popular and what's
Yeah,
trending. And like, I mean, those Kardashian girls are a perfect example. It's like they were what in their 20s. No doubt did it make them look prettier because they
they did a
weren't
lot
really
of
that
work.
pretty to
Yeah.
begin with. All of them look way better now with the surgery
Well, they look
because,
different.
yeah, but I mean, the 21, what is it, Kylie and Kendall? Or Kendall doesn't have, I don't think,
I think they
Kylie.
were doing
Kylie,
comparison
Travis
photos.
Scott's wife, she looks like she's like almost 40, but she's like in her 20s because the plastic surgery. I mean, yeah, it made your face smooth and all this stuff, but
Wait,
you
how
don't
old is
look,
she?
she's like in her 20s, I think, or
Is
maybe
she?
early 30s at the
Is she?
most.
Oh, see, I don't really know. So
Yeah.
she's one of the younger ones then.
Yeah. And when she was like young, she got all this surgery done and it made her, I feel, look older. I don't know, like, like more mature than the age that she's really at. So it almost aged her, I feel, If you're older trying to go backwards,
Well, have you seen
but
this?
you're young already,
I've
so
actually
you don't
seen
need to
this.
try and look young again. So it's like,
I've seen like 40-year-old woman get some work done. Not maybe not crazy, but do some of the facial stuff.
yeah,
And then I'm like, why does she look like a 50 or 60-year-old that got work done now?
Yeah,
Instead of a 40-year-old
for
woman. Now
sure.
you look like an older woman that got work done.
Yes. Yeah.
See, like
So
Yeah,
was
no,
that
for
surgery
sure.
botched?
I don't know if it was botched. It's just it. I think it's just the thing of you because they have this certain look, and then
Yeah.
I usually associate it with older women that are getting the
Trying to
work
look
done.
younger. Yeah.
And then I'm like, what do you do? Like,
It's
you
like
should
maybe
just
she's older and
age.
she looks this age, but she's really like
Yeah.
10 years
There's
older.
this
Like, yeah.
obsession with they just want to try and stay a certain age, or I don't know. Me personally, I like the just aging is fine. Like, just age. I
Yeah.
mean,
So what about the people who use these things, these cosmetic procedures, or like what have you, these injections for competition prep?
Competition
like
prep.
what
Ooh.
injections?
Maybe
Which
like I
ones?
could see a girl like
You
doing a
know,
little Botox for the face if she's like
like the
kind of has
Ozempic and
wrinkles.
all of
Oh,
that shit.
Ozempic, that
Yeah,
type of
Oh,
stuff.
or like doing liposuction.
My dad uses Ozempic and he's diabetic, had 3 heart attacks, has 11 stents in his heart, and he
wow,
can't exercise and he needed to lose weight for his heart condition.
wow.
And so, I mean, that's maybe like a reason to be on Ozempic, but like if you're just doing it to lose weight, like man, diet and exercise, like that's
But
just
for bodybuilding, you know what?
yeah.
I hate to say it, like any, anything goes almost. I
Yeah.
mean,
Correct.
Because even with Ozempic,
you've got top pro guys that are doing
yeah.
just different stuff too to bring it in,
But Ozempic like
so
eats away at muscle too, I heard. That's yeah.
No,
If
see
yeah.
that's not completely all true.
Yeah.
I mean, that says a lot in regards to the way that the um
Like
how
muscle mass is
well your
lost.
nutrition and your hormonal like function is optimized as well too.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference whether or not you're optimized
mm.
and your nutrition's on
Yeah,
point.
yeah. If you're
Makes a
taking
big difference.
anabolics, that'll help. Having the right amount of protein in that's going to help. Yeah, because even when they say like taking like a T3 supplement
Yeah.
is can really eat a lot of muscle mass too, a
Yeah.
lot of muscle tissue. But people do it all the time. They
Yeah.
take it and they
How
come in
See,
catabolic are you
healed.
taking T3 when you're on
Right,
frickin' grandma test?
right.
yeah.
Exactly. You're
See,
not really going to be.
for me though, it's like
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I've never done HGH. I've never done insulin. I've never done anything like that. I
Damn, this
stuck to
guy's missing out.
I
I've
know.
done. I
I
know.
was like, I'm like,
I've
wow, dude,
I've
you
stuck
could have been that much better, bro.
just steroids because like I mean I mean yeah, insulin obviously makes you more muscular and bigger for sure. You know what I mean? But it's like you're already taking this stuff to make you more muscular. Like, you know what I mean? Like now you're going to take something to help you lose weight. Like now you're going to take something like, I mean, can you, if you're completely unable to do that, like I got diced. I mean, I'm not saying I had the best physique, you know, but I was able to get conditioned and diced like a motherfucker with just Winstrol. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and like we're talking
And a
about
diet.
perspective as well
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
We're talking about bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Anything is free game,
Yeah.
whether it be diuretics, whether it
Yeah, it's
be
true.
androgens, whether it be anabolics, whether it
Yeah.
be GIP, GLP, glucagon agonists, or any type of fat burners. Any and everything is free reign.
Mm,
So for anybody to judge like, oh, you're a fucking pussy because you can't diet.
mm,
Oh, that's why you're on Ozempic, so you
mhm.
can quiet the food noise in the background. I mean,
Because
oh,
honestly,
that's the same thing as saying,
Yeah.
oh, so you got to use testosterone to win?
well,
For,
like
yeah,
think
for
about it.
bodybuilding for
A lot
sure.
of times, to me, these type of things come into play. Somebody's been on prep, they've got a month left, and they're just like, they just are stuck. They can't get this little piece here. Man, it's not going away.
Yeah.
I need to tighten this up. Just that little area. Sometimes that's what I'll do. They'll take something like that to help them get through that, to just
Okay.
bring it in,
I mean, I've never been in that
dial it in the
situation,
very
but
end. And this is, I mean, maybe not so much local shows, I mean, but
yeah,
definitely like national level or
yeah,
even pro level shows. Yeah,
yeah.
you're
And I
gonna
could
do
see
what you
certain
can.
divisions too, like the insulin and all this stuff. But if you're doing
Mm,
men's
yeah.
physique and you're doing the NPC,
Mm.
like you don't need to be doing insulin. Like I don't know one person who took insulin that turned pro in men's physique. Kenny's not doing insulin. Lucas wasn't doing
No,
insulin.
I
You know
don't
what I mean?
know.
Like
I don't know what those guys
I
are
don't
doing,
know. Like
but
Lucas looked
but
pretty crazy with no insulin. You know what I mean? Like, dude, he looked
But
amazing. You
we're
know?
only just talking about a
Yeah,
fraction of
mm,
the amount of
yeah,
thousands of men's physique competitors as well too. And
yeah,
then like it might not just be that. It could be as well, there are few individuals, no matter how much they diet down, no matter how you could put them on a complete starvation diet, completely anabolic, diet as well to doing the things, the
Yeah.
nutrition, the cardio, doing everything under the sun. But they got these little fat pockets that just won't go away, and that could make it or break it in between the two. You know, if they're at that competitive level where they need at that point to do the liposuction, then so be. I mean, everything's free game. Like Mike Israel. He's
Hmm.
a
Yeah.
jujitsu dude. He's
Yeah.
a doctor, whatever, in
Yeah.
bodybuilding.
That
Yeah.
guy's so
He
weird.
recently
And
got that
training.
surgery done because he had that
Yeah, I
back
saw
fat,
that. Yeah, I saw
and
that.
you know, no matter how much he dieted down, it was just there, and it was
Yeah.
just stuck for
And
the
some people, that's
years
what
and years and
happens.
years of doing what he is doing. It's just like I fuck it, I'm cutting it off. I'm
Yeah.
over it. I'll If I had the money, I'd do the same damn thing too. I'm not gonna
I had a
lie.
friend who did it.
I'd
I
do
had
the
one of my
same
buddies
How
did
thing.
the
old is
same
that
thing.
Dr.
So,
Mike guy?
oh, he's in
Could
his
have been
mid
his
40s, I
40s.
think.
Mid
Yeah,
40s. I mean, because
somewhere.
once you're in your mid 40s, I don't know too many people too where their skin looks nice if they've been doing up and down yo-yo diets and like, things just, I mean, or maybe the plastic surgery comes into play. You know what I mean? I can see it for older people and like maybe like some Botox for younger chicks, but like older women, especially, since they've had like 3 kids or something, they want to get a little something
Tighten the
done.
skin
I
up.
get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're 22 and like you're getting liposuction for a show, you're blowing it, dude. Like straight
It's
up.
all right. They
Yeah.
got the money. Fuck them.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
It's
seen
all
in
open game.
instances as well too, in two different instances, females that they lost a lot of weight. They were heavy girls in their 200s. They lost a lot of weight. They just got a lot of flappy going on. They tried to compete, didn't look well. So yeah, they went under the knife. And then there was another instance that I stepped on stage with another female who did. She lost a lot of weight, but like I God bless her heart, but she still failed to forget that we are entering a bodybuilding
Mm.
show.
Yeah.
So it just looked like she just did
Just melted.
liposuction, and you could see her liposuction cuts and
Oh, you
everything. And I
could.
was just
Oh,
like,
Oh, that's not
dude,
good.
we're still bodybuilding.
Right. She should have
We're
done
still bodybuilding.
board
yeah.
short division.
For sure.
Yeah,
There's no girl for
right.
sure division.
But yeah, so I mean, if getting on stage is what made her happy and she felt some type of way about herself, knowing the probabilities of you winning might be less than none, but hey,
Yeah.
knock yourself out if
Yeah,
you want to go this
I
far.
dig it for those kind of people though, man. Like, you know what I mean? That just want to get out there and they enjoy the culture and bodybuilding and you know what I mean? They know in their
Yeah.
mind when they look like that, she knew she wasn't gonna go there to win. You know what I mean? Like I guarantee it. You know what I mean? She just wanted to get out there and get her feet wet. And like I mean, some people just wanna not take it so seriously and just kind of like show up unconditioned and kind of watery and they get off on it and they do it for 20 years. And they turn pro when they're like 100 years old. You know what I mean? But it's like,
Yeah, no, I get that.
yeah.
Because we've talked about this before too. Like, not everybody's going to be cut out for it, right?
Yeah.
As far as like the body type,
Yeah, or
like
just genetics,
some people
you know?
they're just going to
Yeah.
diet and they're just always going to kind of look maybe soft or just not look that great on stage. Like,
Yeah. Or like
this
I
is
tattooed my entire
that's
body.
how it is. Like, some people are like that, right? And then I don't know, but like you were saying too, like, oh, just do it for fun. But for me, it's hard. It's hard to kind of relate to that when it comes to bodybuilding. Like, oh, let me just get on stage for fun. Like, I'm like, I don't know that because
It's an
that
expensive
doesn't. Well,
fun.
no, it's just like for me, I'm like, if I'm not really trying
Yeah.
hard and getting on stage, then I'm like, well, then why even go on stage?
Yeah.
Like, that's me
Just you can just lift
personally.
weights and like do
Yeah,
your
why
thing.
even get on
That
stage?
makes
Like, just
sense
lift
too.
weights and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
but some people I feel like they're
For
just
the experience.
But yeah, but for the, I don't know. But then it's just like, but because I think again, I think you're gonna it. I think it messes with your head a little bit because then you get up
Oh,
there and you didn't try that hard, and then
yeah.
you get blown out of water, and then
That's
you're like, oh, maybe I don't even look that good, but you probably do look good, but then you weren't training like you should have for the
and then they
show.
don't think like, oh, I'm gonna go train harder. They're like
Yeah,
liposuction.
like that's why I'm kind of like, if you're going to compete, I feel like there's a level of commitment you should be putting into
Oh, for
it.
sure. I feel so too.
Personally,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Definitely.
That's just
Just to
me
get the
because it's
most out of it that
competing.
you
Because if
can.
not, just don't even compete.
Yeah.
Just take pictures, go on the beach,
Yeah.
No,
you
but they want
post
the
some Instagram
competitors. They
shots.
want us to be like cattle. They want the numbers. They want us to be, yeah,
It's all money,
it's money.
right? 200, what is it? $200 for NPC card?
Is that? I have
150?
no idea.
I
Mel's like,
mean,
I don't know.
maybe
I'm
you
an
know what?
IFBB pro.
I'm
I
not a pro
guess
anymore. Retired.
yeah, I guess if if you getting on stage inspires you to keep coming to the gym and keep training hard and keep
Yeah.
yourself in shape, then I guess it is worth it, right? Like, hey, you're able to. It's driving you.
Yeah.
and that's a driving force for you to keep you going, then
Yeah.
okay, that's totally cool,
Yeah.
because maybe if you didn't have that,
Yeah.
the show you would just get bored and quit.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
okay,
yeah, like
if you need that, because some people do.
for sure.
Jed, you've been kind of quiet.
What do you want to hear?
I don't know. Freaking like,
Oh, I know how
do
what
you
he
have
thinks
like
about that.
nothing
Tap
that's
in,
going on
Jed.
in between your two ears or
What?
what?
He's all about it. He's just like me though. I mean, he's the same. I know. Like if you're not gonna do it, like
Yeah,
really do it,
Jed's all or
then
nothing,
I,
man.
I don't. Yeah, I
yeah,
don't.
he doesn't believe in the half-ass in it.
Well,
So
just like
for fun, like
yeah, that's
right,
losing's not fun.
right, exactly. That's my
Yeah.
point.
It's something I think people don't realize what they're getting into when they do it, and they
Oh,
don't
for
realize the
sure.
work, and they don't realize that everything you do from the day you decide to do a contest when you walk on stage shows up when you walk on that stage.
Yeah.
And they don't. They start. I've had quite a few people that will come in and say they want to do a show, or I hate calling it a show. I don't do all this work for it. If I want a show, go to fucking circus. It's a goddamn
Mm.
contest. We're competing.
The show.
Yeah, people say it's going to a show. Like I'm not doing all this work for a show. But they'll start seeing maybe their once lifestyle and they decide they want to compete. They start seeing how I'm kind of cracking down on stuff, and then they realize, they a lot of them will back out because they don't realize there's no leeway,
Yeah.
and it's
Feel like
and then I honestly I think sometimes people use that excuse. Oh, I just want the experience, or I just want to see what it's like, so that they don't have to go in 100%. So when people
Yeah,
say,
I would agree
well,
with that.
you're doing a contest, well, you don't like, well, I'm just going to just to check it out and see what it's like. It's like, well, you should want to see what it's really like and go all in, so because if you just get on stage and come off and don't really put all the work into it, you're not getting the full.
I think
Yeah.
I agree. Like some of
Yeah.
them are putting all the work into it, but it's a way to be like, okay, oh, if I don't look that great, I can just say I wasn't.
Yeah. It's like a safety net.
It's a safety net,
Yeah,
yes.
for sure. I can see that.
So just like the
Yeah.
people when you ask them and they don't fully tell you they're gonna do it or not,
Yeah.
they're like, oh, we'll see. I still got 2 more months. We'll see how it goes. And you're
Yeah.
like,
Oh, 2 months, you better fucking
see
know.
how it goes. I'm like, what? You're either in or you're not, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but that's just a way for them,
sure.
because again,
Yeah, because they don't know if they're
they
all
want to
in.
back
You
out
know,
if they don't think they look good enough
It's
instead of just going all in.
Yeah.
it's the same shit as when and this is one of the fucking things I can't stand is when people will go, well, I don't want to get too big.
Oh, I
If
hate
you
that.
accidentally get too big, you fucking tell me what you did, because I'm gonna make a fortune. Nobody ever accidentally got too big. Like,
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
and they say that, and when people say that to me, I remember the last guy that came in and said that, and I said, you're saying that because you're not ready to go all in. You put up this block that, oh, I don't want to get too big or muscular, so I'll just, if I skip this meal or I don't show up this day, it's okay.
Mm,
So you're already setting up reasons to fail.
yeah.
That's what you're doing. You're not scared about getting too
Self-sabotage.
big. What you're doing is you're setting yourself up to fucking bail.
Yeah, I can
Because
see like
you're not gonna like it.
lifestyle clients may be thinking that way, but if you're going to a bodybuilding show,
Yeah.
I mean, you're trying to get big, you're trying to look muscular. That's
Oh, the
the
best
point.
one is, well, I don't want to get as big as you, like,
Yeah.
especially when I was bodybuilding,
Yeah,
well, I don't want to get as big as you, and I'm just like,
you're like shit.
Good luck.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm
gonna.
like, dude,
You won't.
if you did, I'd be impressed, man. I'd be like,
Yeah.
hell yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
you put some work in if you
Yeah,
want to get as
no,
big
for
as this,
sure.
because I put a lot of work to get like this.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
definitely.
yeah, but yeah, I think it's they set the bar low, right? And
Yeah,
then it's
purposely.
easier for them. Yeah. They
Yeah,
set the bar low,
for sure.
then it's easier. Then they don't feel the same pressure. And then if they don't get to this level, it's like, well, I didn't want to get there anyway.
Yeah,
I just wanted to get here.
I remember my
Everything's good.
first show. O was my coach, and I remember he told me to go grab a food scale, and it was like the first week that I was committed to doing it. And like I didn't go grab a food scale, and he's like, "So have you been weighing your food out?" I've been like, "Oh nah, I've just been like my rice. I just been putting it in." Somebody told me put it in the coffee mug, and then you put it
Oh
in this.
wow.
And he's like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Dude, I told you to get a fucking food scale, man. It's like, are you gonna fucking do this, or are you not gonna do this, man?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck, I gotta go get a food scale.
You're
I
saying
got
how much
I gotta do
chicken?
this."
I did this
Yeah,
much.
one
I know.
cup.
This much
smash
I
chicken.
it.
did this much.
And that was like your first show, right?
Yeah, for a show.
See, so you didn't, yeah,
For a
you
show.
weren't at that level yet, dude.
Yeah, but then
You
like,
couldn't eye it, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
no ways. But
Have
like,
you been practicing your posing? I did. Just
yeah,
like,
right.
do this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I just hit it twice before I go in the shower,
Yeah,
boom, boom.
right.
I'm good, bro.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
Yeah, I know. That's funny.
But yeah, my first show, I wasn't the most serious, I would say, as I was towards the end of me stopping doing shows or
Mm,
contests.
mm.
But yeah, I
Contest.
feel like I don't know, like some people they just they want to just rock their dark sport and go to the gym and like, you know what I mean, with 6 of their friends, and it's chest day and it takes 4 hours, and then they want to get the cool shorts and get a fly haircut, and they're like mediocrely conditioned and they just want to do the show. Like there's those kind of dudes, I feel, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, now that the internet is here and everybody sees the lifestyle,
Mhm.
like, you know, it's like me and jujitsu. Like, I'm not going all in, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
I just
yeah,
want to get some exercise and like put the gi
yeah.
on and grab somebody and fucking try and, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just there for like
Well,
to be there almost
here's
right
a
now.
prime
Yeah.
example. I'll tell you right now. Like jujitsu, like they have tournaments and stuff, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, I could enter a tournament.
Yeah.
How come I don't enter a tournament? Because I don't
Yeah.
want to lose.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose, and I don't want to get hurt, and I don't want to get hurt. Have I been
Fair
training
enough.
hard? I train pretty hard. Do I train hard enough for me to think that I'm going to be competitive in these tournaments? Not necessarily. I could turn it up and I could go more,
Yeah.
right? But do I want to? I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with my 3 days, 4 days a week. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So I don't compete because I know, see, because I was a
Yeah.
competitor. I know what would happen
Yeah.
if I went in there and if I lose, it probably mess me up to where I don't even want to do jujitsu.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
see?
Yeah.
And I just have fun doing it. So I'm like, why compete for me to ruin it for myself? No, I'm good. I go to the gym, I train with the guys, and I have fun.
Yeah.
And then it takes that side out of it, the competition side of it.
Yeah.
I'm good. So that's the same as I look at the bodybuilding, right? Like,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
like no, like you don't have to compete.
Yeah,
I
for
can go
sure.
and train jujitsu and never compete, and I'm good.
Yeah. What if I just want to buy like a fly show your old fucking rash
You
guard
can wear it.
and then go
You can
and
wear
then
it.
go to the, you know,
Yeah,
like take a selfie like next to the judges and like
yeah, you can do it.
You can. So like
Yeah.
for me with
No, you
when I
can.
when I used to golf, I
Yeah.
can't golf for shit. But I dress really
Yeah, the
well when I
flyest
hell
gear.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why
hell
I
not?
look
yeah,
good
right?
It makes you
golfing.
feel
Right?
good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Like,
can't golf for shit.
yeah.
White glove, pinky, drinking the Coors
Well,
Light.
I can tell you some of the guys that I train with, the guys that are like the top 3, 4 guys in my
Yeah.
school, I swear they only have maybe like 3 different shirts that they wear.
Yeah.
And they wear the same stuff. They're just like,
Yeah.
and they're super casual.
Yeah.
And me, I come in with different stuff, you know.
Mark's always matching
Yeah.
head
What are
to
We
those
got
things?
toe,
What are
matching,
the
got
things
different
called?
matching
outfits,
The
pants and
long
hat
the
leggings?
and
tights and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like to wear it. It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Those guys will beat me every single time,
Yeah.
but that's fine.
see, and
But you look way better.
that's one part of
I look
bodybuilding.
good. I look
No,
good, you
that's
know.
one part of bodybuilding that
Yeah.
that they can't just take out of a like posers are gonna pose. We're
That's
gonna
right.
pose.
No,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You know, bodybuilding, I think that's part of it, right? From coming from the bodybuilding background is, right, I would show up to the show, my haircut was good, I put on a nice
Yeah.
tracksuit. Like that was part of it,
Yeah.
right?
Our
You go to the
posing
show,
was
you're all
on
clean,
point,
Yeah.
boom, posing was
clean.
on
Yep.
point, everything.
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing. And I think I carried that over to my jujitsu thing, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Your
for
I
sure.
show up
jujitsu
there and I'm
clothing
all
line. Oh,
matching, and
nice.
everyone's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, wow,
Mark's ready.
Mark's all
Mark's
dressed up tonight."
ready
And I'm
for
just like, "Yeah,
war.
let's go." I'm, I'm like not that great, but hey, but at least I'm in there. I
Yeah.
look good, like whatever.
Yeah,
It's fine, you know.
for sure.
It makes me feel good about
Yeah.
doing it.
No,
So,
definitely.
you
Yeah.
know.
I mean, that's me with like the first 4 shows I did. I lost, but I swear I had the nicest shorts. I had the nicest shorts.
Right.
I
Well,
had
and
the
you know
flyest
that.
shorts.
See,
You did.
you know that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
own it. You're like, yeah, dude.
Because
Nobody had these
O would
shorts.
hook it up with the dark sport one. So it's like, oh man, that's when dark sport was still kind of new, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I just got all the dark sport shorts every time from
Oh
O.
yeah,
Like every show he'd give me one. Yeah.
yeah, man. That's so that's cool.
That's funny.
Hey, but you know what else we are gonna talk about was, I guess last week we had a lot of comments. You were talking
Mm.
about the Gen Zers, and I like the Gen Zers because the Gen Zers actually interact with the show. I'd say it, but like millennials and Generation X don't really
So just
comment.
for my understanding, Gen Z is before what year? Like what is the
No, Gen
years
Zer is I think if you were born after 97,
after 97?
97, yeah, 97. I don't
That's
know
Gen
what the
Z.
next, yeah,
Okay.
because the next gen
They
after that.
changed it at some point.
But I think it was no, it's 97, and then it goes all the way up to I don't know what year
I
it
mean, so those
it
people are already
ends.
almost 30 then. You know what I mean, right?
But most Gen Zers are going to be basically all the like 20s,
Yeah.
like all the people that are in their
Okay.
20s
That's our
right now.
future leaders.
Those are all the Gen
You know what
Zers,
I
yeah.
admire about them? I'm not gonna lie. These motherfuckers know how to make money quickly
Yeah,
without a formal education.
well, and without really working like breaking their back doing it, right?
That's what I'm saying.
For
Like
sure.
we used to go out there and have to labor to
Yeah.
make the money when, when I was
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
21, 22. These guys are out there, they're doing stuff on the computer, and they're getting paid and they're not out there breaking their back, grinding
Yeah.
a lot of them, right? And I'm like, hey man, and they're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So
Fitfluencers, they're making a
the
lot of
the
money.
internet,
Yeah.
they got, and that's the advantage, right? They grew up with that as
Yeah.
children with the internet in
For
their
sure.
hands.
I
But
feel
that
like
is still a small handful of them. But
yes,
then
super
I
tiny,
mean,
small
if
handful.
you took like between the two age groups, there's a lot more that are making money in comparison to the people of our generation who had to actually do hard labor for
Manually
it.
work.
Yeah,
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a different mindset, right? Because my son was born in '97, so he's literally the first year of Gen Z, which is
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, so he kind of has the millennial side of him too. Like I see that too, which is
Yeah.
interesting. It's kind of a crossover. Like you can tell he's got both in a way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's just like every generation though, like like it goes like this with like breakdancing when I was b-boying, bodybuilding, every aspect of life. People get older and then they hate on the younger generation. And then those younger people get older and half of them are like, oh, I don't want to act like that.
mm,
Like those people were assholes to me when I was younger. And the other half are like scarred and they're like, I'm gonna fuck with these young people. Fuck these guys. And I feel like it's just a continuous
yeah,
cycle of that. And it's
maybe.
never gonna
Yeah,
end, you know what I mean? But it's like the Gen Zers are gonna be hating on the people who are coming after them. It's gonna happen,
it's a
Perpetual
cycle.
cycle.
yeah, it's just like I feel like the older people, like I don't whatever old is, it's very subjective, but like they're tougher. You know what I mean? That's the thing that
The
differs.
boomers.
The feelings, like my feelings aren't going to get emotionally crushed. But like if somebody hates on me, like when I was coming up at b-boying, like dude, the older guys would be like, "You're whack, dude." Like they tell you you're whack in a circle in front of your in front of your
You're a
whole
quick whack,
family at the b-boy competition.
quick whack.
Your mom will be there on the side watching you, like you're fucking whack, bro. And like your mom's like, "Oh shit," So
Oh
it's like,
shit!
yeah. So
Nowadays, man, you get in trouble
yeah,
for
but
that.
nowadays, like all the b-boys like high five each other, and they all practice with this different
You need
crews,
a
and
little bit of hazing.
yeah, hating and like
Hazing.
Hazing.
Hazing,
You need a
hazing.
little bit
it
because it
builds
thickens your
character.
skin. Yeah.
Yeah, it builds character, it makes you tougher, and it's like when
And if
you're
you
older,
stick
you're
through it,
bulletproof.
you stick
Yeah,
through it, you end up impressing those people.
yeah, for
If you
sure.
put up with it and stick through it and start getting
Mhm.
better,
Yeah, resilience. It shows that.
Here's a good point someone made on the video. You guys can tell me if you think it's a good point or though. Is the drive for most is gone because most people probably won't own a house. And there's no, let's see, boomers and a slight bit of Gen X own 99% of all the wealth. Can't buy a home and support a family on one income these days.
Mm.
So they're saying that some of the reasons these people don't have any drives because there's no light at the end of the tunnel.
Yep.
I was like, and I said back, it's like, you know what? That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
It
That
is.
I can see that. Yeah, for
Yep.
sure.
Because our parents' generation, it was a single income household and you
Mhm.
could buy everything, send your kids to college and all of that stuff, and
Yeah,
but now you can't afford shit.
No, and I would agree because I think a lot of, I would even say maybe like Gen X, but definitely like millennials now are getting the houses handed down to them, like
Yeah.
yeah,
it's not like, oh, they went and bought their own place.
yeah.
The big percentage doesn't, I think they're getting it from their parents and stuff.
It's like
It's
generational
passing
homes.
down, yeah.
Yeah,
Like the boomers, I think they were buying their houses, you know
yeah,
what I
for
mean?
sure.
They because they could.
Yeah,
That then the Gen X, like my generation, like could buy, but it's a small percentage. Yeah,
yeah,
it's not as big. And then the millennial, like you guys, right? You guys are
yeah.
millennials, yeah. Well, I know she isn't. She's still Gen X.
Mel's
But you guys are
26.
both millennials. She's
I'm
actually a
not.
Mel's
millennial.
I
26 and
But
single.
identify as Gen X.
I identify as Gen X. We're identifying today. But no, yeah. So I think it gets worse, right? As the years
Yeah,
go on, it's harder and harder. And so for sure, like my son, he's probably not going to buy a house.
yeah,
I'm going to just give him all my shit,
yeah,
and then he's going to just have that.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
for
That's
sure.
really what it is. So, because I don't know if he'll be able to buy a house.
Yeah, I have a great example of this. Is my dad, only owner of our house in Hawaii Kai, right? Hawaii Kai,
Yeah.
everybody, it's a desirable place to live nowadays. You know what I mean? Back when my dad bought that house, it was like pig farms and
Yep.
nobody wanted to live out there. He bought that house in 1972 for $70,000.
Oh yeah.
He was getting paid $35,000 a year at the time. So he could basically save up 2 years of an annual income and buy a house out cash, you know?
Mm.
four-bedroom house in Hawaii Kai. You know what I mean?
Mm,
And now our neighbor, maybe 2 years ago, moved in, bought their house for 1.2 million.
there you
I
go.
mean,
Crazy.
example,
It
like
is crazy.
That's crazy.
my father,
But he
Crazy.
got you live in that house, right?
Yeah, I do. With me and my dad
There
live
you
there.
go.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
There
my
you go.
father in
Yeah.
the early 60s, I believe, and this was super old school. It was on the sun was almost going down. The landowner was nailing down in the dirt like the for sale sign. That's how fucking old this is. So my dad pulled up. He's like, "How much you want for it?" And the guy tells my dad, "If you come back with this, I think it was like under $30,000 in cash. This property is
Where wasn't it?
yours in Kamuki
Okay.
property, and it's huge. The property we live on,
Worth millions now.
it's there's two land tax keys on it. I'm not gonna say how big it is, but it is very big. Um, so, and can you imagine the property back then? Yeah, my dad, I think, got it shy of $30,000 cash.
Wow.
Now with the two land tax keys and the houses on each property, each space is over 1.5
Wait, what year was that?
in the 60s.
In the 60s. Okay, even
Yeah.
more so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
70s, 60s. I mean,
Man,
there was a lot of good
what about something on
properties.
You would
Kalakaua Avenue?
you can't ever find something like that unless it was like some old person that had no siblings or no children that
30
they need their
G's.
money to
Wow.
go into a care home and they just was like, yeah, just buy it off cash for me now.
Yeah.
You're not ever gonna
That's
find those
crazy.
gems anymore. Not in
No, no,
Kamuki.
not at
No
all.
ways.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Mm-mm.
Nowhere. Nowhere on this island.
You
No.
see those Instagram like ads. I think it's like Bert Toriyama or something like that. But it's like,
Oh, the
oh,
teardowns.
yeah, it's like the Kaimuki house. It's like this is 1.2 million, and it's like the shit is torn
Yeah.
apart. Looks
It's
like
a
there's like,
teardown for
yeah,
Yeah.
1.5,
They'd be like, great
1.8.
rebuild
holy,
project. And it's
yeah,
like
and
for
you're like for what?
1.2,
I know that's
they
insane.
rebuilding shit.
And then like if you rebuild something nice, you're the two houses on the side if you look all fucked up. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, like would you guys cuz I seen on Instagram just the other day this guy posted and he posted a house on Kauai and it was I think it was 950 wait, was it not? No, it was like 750K. It was like this is the cheapest house, single family house on the island. And he showed it. He's like it's 750K and it was like I think it was like a three bed, one bath or two bed, one bath. Small, right?
Yeah,
Single wall, old school, built in probably the 1960s. I mean, it wasn't a tear down, but you probably would. Um, and then he was comparing it to a house in Utah. Now I don't know why he was doing Utah, but same type of house, and it was like a 5 bed, three bath, like you know, 2 car garage, nice modern house, probably built in like 2022 or something, 2023. And then he was showing them both side by side. He's like, okay, which one would you guys choose? You know, and it's like I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, wow, like, okay, yeah, living in the islands is great. It's beautiful, whatever. But
yeah,
would I want to live in a shack on the island, or would I want to live in a really nice community and a nice house somewhere else? Which, you know, that city that he was talking about in Utah was really nice.
yeah. Utah's beautiful.
And I was like, yeah, it's beautiful. And I was like, man, I'd live over there.
But
You
so
know what I
many
mean?
people are stuck here because of family or their sentimental, emotional
No, I
values
get
and
that.
ties to the
If I
Aina
wasn't,
or
I mean,
whatever.
just
Right?
if you're not tied to it,
The
right? If you
Hamakua is
had to
here.
choose, yeah, I'm okay. But if you're not tied to it, if you could just choose,
Yeah.
you know, like what would you be like? Well, I'm just all about living here on the island, no matter what. I'm not
Nah.
gonna go.
You know, I want to try my best to make it here, and I feel like I can, and I will. But would I be having nicer things if I was somewhere else? Probably, you know. But like I grew up here, like she said, like I love it here. There's
Mhm.
ties. I grew up surfing. Like I like being able to look up and be like, oh, there's the mountains. Then know that if I drive 5 minutes that way, there's the ocean. You know, like it makes me feel good. So it's like, yeah, I'd probably just want to make it here as much as possible, like rather than move away. I mean,
Mm.
yeah, I'd rather live in something downsized here than live in Waco, Texas. Like, you know
Well,
what I mean?
Waco. I mean, you went
Like,
to
I don't know.
Waco, dude.
Waco,
There's
Texas.
other
Yeah, you're not gonna
places.
want to live in Waco, Texas. I mean,
Actually,
there's better cities in Texas. Just saying.
what is that couple? The ones that remodel houses? The Hapa Korean lady with the Howley dude. They live in Waco,
Yeah,
Texas.
they live in Waco.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Waco,
yeah.
Texas. They like redid the whole town almost, I
Oh
think.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of nice towns in Texas, dude. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. But Yeah, I don't know. I mean, again,
Yeah,
everybody's
personal
got their own
preference.
thing, personal preference. Yeah, and I think it depends on what do you like to do, right? Like,
Yeah, you just go to the
So
gym.
tying this back to this question or like whatever's been brought up with this generation and bodybuilding, um, Mark, you grew up in a era where everything was posted in magazines and it took months for your results to show up in the next featured month magazine or what
mm,
have you, right? That's the way a lot of the people in your era made money as well too, the
yeah.
sponsorships through the magazines and so on and so forth being tied to that. If you could do it again, would you would rather had been a fitness influencer in this generation, knowing the accessibility to, you know, the internet, computer, and social media versus the old school way, the way that would you change anything?
Well, okay, I think it was difficult back then because eh, um you had to hustle on your own and it was hard. And if you didn't know, if you didn't get connected with the right people to get in the magazine, that it's just hard. I mean, it was
Yeah,
really like you had to go to certain places. That's why a lot of people were going to LA. They were moving to Venice Beach to get exposure.
yeah,
They were literally packing it up and going out there, which is
for
crazy
sure.
because LA sucks, but especially back then in the 90s and living down there by Venice area sucks. It's crap. I went down there, but that's what they were doing, right? Nowadays, you don't have to do that. You could be in your garage out of some small town in like Nebraska and you could be jacked and you could have 1 million followers.
Sam Sulek.
It doesn't, bro. I don't know where isn't he East Coast?
I
Where
don't know where
he's,
he's
yeah.
from, but man,
But anyway, so personally, I think I would have had a lot more success nowadays. Yes, because
I think
I
so.
could do it. Like I could have just been here in Hawaii and I could have just been posting and
Yeah,
done reels or whatever instead of, oh, I gotta go to LA. I gotta try and get my face out
yeah,
there. And then it's dependent on
yeah,
certain people liking my look.
yeah,
The internet, hey, the internet chooses, like
yeah,
you
Yeah,
have social media, it's all these people. And
yeah.
if the majority of people like that look, then you're gonna do
Yeah,
well, yeah.
because basically you're selling yourself when you're trying to get those things happening for
Yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
So even back in the day and now, you're selling yourself.
It was
Back
well,
then, it was harder to sell yourself because you had to get in a
the
position
the
somewhere in the right
biggest
to sell
the
yourself,
biggest issue
like you
back then
said.
too
Yeah,
was there was literally only two markets. And it was one, you're going to be a bodybuilder, hardcore, big, jacked bodybuilder,
yeah,
that, or there was like what we used to call the men's health guys.
yeah,
They weren't really the competitors, but they were in the men's health magazines,
yeah,
and nobody cared about them.
yeah,
Like nobody cared. Nobody gave a shit. They were more like it was almost like you would consider them models,
pretty boys.
even though
yeah.
some of those guys had pretty good muscle.
Michael Hearn, but he's big.
Well, Michael Hearn was more on the bodybuilding side, but yeah, so it was like, oh, so you were chasing this thing of, oh, I got to get huge, big to be able to get in
Yeah,
the magazine to get exposure. And sure, and then like when I got in, it was funny because I got into a bunch of magazines and they put me in like the Muscle Mag ab special, or things like that. It was
yeah,
those type of magazines. It wasn't like the hardcore bodybuilding ads that they were running on it. It was more
yeah,
like my stuff was more like, hey, if you're the dude that's just starting to train and you want to look good, like look like this guy right here, And I think at the time in those pictures, I was probably like 205 or something. I wasn't huge, but I was super cut.
yeah,
So yeah, so yeah, for sure. I think I've always said, man, if I
yeah. I
had
think
had the
and
opportunity
you're good behind the camera, like
nowadays,
the one like gym mysteries, all that type of shit. Like I mean, I
You
feel
got to
like
bring
you're,
back Gym Mysteries, man.
yeah,
oh, I know it like every day, every day. If nobody knows what that means, gym mysteries, I would do these little, like go on there and make little reels or just in the stories on Instagram when people left the weights out. And it wasn't sometimes it was just random, but a lot of times it was like the weird shit. You'd see like a 2.5 pound plate with like 345s
yeah.
racked. And you're like, what is like this is the gym mystery. Like who does
Yeah,
this
I've
shit?
been on gym
Yeah.
mysteries like 2 or 3 times, I must say.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to do it a lot, but I kind of stopped. But I could definitely bring it back because
But
there's.
then you would like check the footage too to see who did it.
Oh no,
And
I
then
would.
would you ever confront the person and they
I
denied
I
it?
have.
They denied it? Yeah.
No,
They've
most
always
people
admitted
don't.
it? Okay.
Most people will admit it, or they'll just be confused and they'll be like, "Oh, I might have." Okay,
Yeah.
nobody is. I've never had anybody get upset or get like, I didn't do that. I've never had that.
Yeah.
It's usually like, oh shit. Oh, maybe I did. Yeah. Oh, sorry, dude. Yeah. Okay. And you know what? I'm so petty. I've literally left the weights on there for the next day.
Yeah.
I'm so petty. I'd be like, hey, they came in later the next day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, man, the leg press over there, like you left the weights on and nobody used it that day so far,
Yeah.
which is great. And I'm like, it's still on there. And they're like, oh, like you can go re-rack them if you want. And they'll go re-rack them. It's that's super petty, but I have done that before.
Yeah, those were good on
No.
Instagram. I feel like as far as like, social media type of posts for a gym, I feel like it builds culture and like, yeah, sets the tone for what goes on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, well, we have our own thing, right? That's a big thing here, right? Is
Yeah, sure.
put your shit away, like
Yeah,
re-rack your
definitely.
weights. Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. It would have been nice to have this
Social
type of
media.
this exposure, right, when I was bodybuilding, because I
Yeah,
could have reached so much more
for
people
sure.
and I could have done so much
I
more.
mean, but like we were talking about earlier, it's never too late to reinvent yourself with the means
No,
of
I
social
could.
media.
I
Like
know.
how a lot of them now with the ease of supplementation, how a lot of these influencers have the use my code, you know,
Hmm.
use my affiliate link code for discounts, and there's means and ways that you can make money by being a
Yeah.
influencer.
There is ways, and I think, like I could always do the over 50 thing, you know what I mean? Like it's there.
Or
It's just, do
do
I
you think you
want
missed the
to?
boat already on this influencer thing?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think I would be an influencer, but I think that I could get an audience. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'd be like, oh, do I have a million followers? No, but I think I could have a following. It might be small, but I think I have an audience.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of, do I want to do it?
Yeah, because
Do I
there is, I
feel
mean,
like,
talking about them being lazy and not putting work behind it and stuff like that, for the ones who do do it,
yeah.
I mean, they're putting in their fair share of work. They got to record every day, a couple of
Hmm.
videos a day, talking about products, talking about exercises, or
Yeah.
like experiences
Yeah.
to market themselves. So are they lazy? I mean, maybe, but maybe to me, they're doing things a little bit more smarter than harder, you know?
Yeah. That makes
Yeah. Yeah, because and even whenever me personally, whenever I talk about Gen Z and stuff, like it's not like the group, right? It's not like I'm saying all of them are lazy, because
Yeah,
there's Gen Zers that work their ass off,
for
man. There's
sure.
like those guys hustle,
Definitely.
they're smart. Oh yeah, but just it's the majority of what you see out there, right? It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, but there's a whole bunch of them that I've
John,
seen
you
work
do a
hard.
little bit of that inspiration stuff, like videos and tutorials and stuff. Were you trying to capture a market, or is it just like, hey, this is how I do my shit?
That's kind of like how it is. It's kind of like, hey, this is how I do my shit. But it's like at the same time, it's like I just find it fun. It's not like I'm trying to be super
Mm,
serious about it. I just enjoy like making videos and editing them. And like, like when I make a video of like, say, I posted it on the IHF page, but it was
Mm,
like a tutorial. I was hoping people were gonna see that and be like, I mean, I've even told trainers in here too, like if you guys do a tutorial, collaborate it and
yeah.
we'll put it on the page, because I feel like yeah, I make a lot of the reels for the stuff and I make a lot of the social media content, but having a variety would be good.
Mhm.
So I feel like, yeah, like I don't take it super seriously either though when I make content of other people. I just find it fun. And I think there's people out there, especially the younger generation, they just like getting on TikTok and like doing this and you know what I mean? And like they might
Yeah.
just do this and get like a million views and then they're
I
like,
know. I don't
and then
understand
like
how
they're
this
then they
works.
make like some money off some advertise. I don't know how it works either, but it's like,
Because to get followers, it's so hard to get, like,
yeah,
I'll see
you
people's
gotta be
page.
consistent.
you
There,
do.
No, but I guess so, because I'm like, how does this person say they have like 100,000 followers? And I'm like, and I'll look at
and
their
not
stuff,
buying people,
and I'm like,
and
what
they've got
is
it
it?
organically, not by buying
Yeah.
their
Yeah,
likes
No.
well,
or
no,
their
you see
followers or
them.
their
Some
No,
people
it's
subs.
didn't,
obvious when
So
they
I
do that.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it is obvious, but like
but I'm like, what are they
the
doing? Like,
consistencies of
Yeah.
videos that they do across many social media
mm.
platforms. They're on Snap,
Oh,
they're on
they're on a lot.
YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube, they're on
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
TikTok,
right. You're right.
they're on all of these platforms,
They're on
just
so
trying to,
many. Yeah.
Yeah.
even if it might be the same video chopped up a little bit more. I mean,
That's so
that
much work,
It's a
like you
lot
that's
to
said.
juggle.
that's
Yeah.
a lot to juggle, and it is
Yeah.
a lot of work. So to
Yeah.
call them lazy, there's a few that actually
Yeah.
are about the grind, are about the hustle.
Mm.
They work hard in this short, compact amount of time. make their 25, $30,000, $70,000 a month. I mean,
Mm,
some of these guys broadcast about how much they make by
yeah.
just doing this, and
And I
they're balling.
guarantee it that they have fun doing it. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
the main thing of why they're doing it. They're not doing it and like pretending like they're having fun to
Mm-hmm.
make money. They really genuinely probably enjoy making videos and like doing all these things for money because it's like they know that they could easily be doing drywall or you know what I
Yeah.
mean or
But you
or
said
like
as well
or
too to
you know
like the capture the audience. Like we're
yeah
older. I mean, it's how many people our age are trying to look for people our age to go follow?
yeah
I don't know.
Right.
yeah no
Right. Like
yeah
I feel like, yeah, like if I don't know, if I had made like a YouTube channel over 50 guys or whatever, like if I had say like 10,000 subscribers, to me, I would be like, oh, that's pretty successful.
Yeah.
I would feel successful. Like I got
yeah
10,000 subscribers. I'm doing good. Like,
yeah
because that's probably, I don't know. I don't see it being like, you see his channels and they have like millions, of
Mm-hmm.
subscribers. I'm like,
yeah
damn, that's pretty cool.
that is but
That takes a lot, but
it's always suspect though when you see them have like say 300K followers, then you go to a post and it's like 64 likes.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
You know they bought
that's,
You're like,
those.
yeah, or even if it's
yeah.
just like 200 likes and you have like 500K followers, you're like, dude, out of
So they
500,000
bought them, huh?
people, or
Yeah.
it's not even real accounts following them, it's like all these bots or I don't
Bots.
know. Yeah, so it's like you can really tell when people are faking it too, though. You know what I
The
mean?
number looks good.
Yeah,
The number looks
Or
good, but
even if you
then,
look on the comments and it's all like bot comments, it's not
mm,
like
yeah.
real
It's like
engaging
I
fire
see.
comments.
emoji, like yeah, it's all like just yeah,
Yeah.
random.
So what do you, so, okay. So being local here on the island, if you had on Instagram, you have your own account, and what would you consider like you're pretty good for Hawaii as far as the number of followers that you would have on your Instagram account? Like, what would you consider? How many
For me, or
people,
just people in
just
general?
in general, if
In
you saw a
general.
guy who's locally here, like what, 50,000 followers, you'd be
No,
like, oh, this guy's big, or like, what would
no.
you
Let's
consider for
see.
Hawaii?
I consider big in Hawaii about closer to like a 300,000.
Oh, like up there. So somebody who's got like 50,000, you don't think that's a
Oh,
big?
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's just put it in perspective. Tumua, pretty
pretty
cracking off
popular.
right now,
Yeah.
pretty
How
popular.
much?
See?
236,000. Yeah, so around
Yeah,
300K.
200. So yeah, and basically he's a local celebrity,
Yeah,
right?
I would say so. Right now, for
Now,
sure.
like Chad, for instance, Chad Owens, he has
Yeah.
he has a decent follow, but what does he have? Like 50,000, or how much
No.
does he have?
I feel like
And he's pretty well known too,
I feel like
and he trains here.
he's I feel like he flies a little under the radar
He
though.
does.
Yeah, I feel like he doesn't get as much shine as he should get. 38.8K.
So
But if you
38,000,
think
right?
about it, like I mean, no, I'm not no offense to Tumua. You know what I'm saying? Tumua is the
Mm.
man. I've actually met him. He's a super nice guy. He's really cool. You did a skit with him.
Tumu's more, yes, I have.
Yeah.
And Tumu's more in that, but he's more in the
Yeah.
local celebrity
Yeah. But if you
entertainment
think about
field.
Chad Owens, I didn't even watch football, right?
Yeah.
I grew up skating, had pink hair in high school. I fucking bodyboarded. I fucking did drugs. But I knew who Chad Owens was, coming
Yeah.
from our era.
Right.
Like he was like the dude at UH, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
that made it happen, and like everybody, like that was the era of I feel UH football. That was like the most popular ever when Chad Owens, Chris Brown, all them dudes were playing. And it's like
But
he
he
to
has
me is more of a
38,000.
local celebrity
You know what it
than
is though?
Tumua would be,
You know what I think it is though? You know what I
Yeah.
think it is? I think it's age. I
How old
think
is Tumua?
Tumu is younger.
Is he?
Timo's younger.
Tumu is younger. Tumu is like, what is he, like early
So
30s?
his
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend's older than him. No.
I don't
Rachel?
know. She might be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tumu is younger.
Okay.
So he's appealing to more of the
Oh
audience
wow. He's
of
just big.
people that are on the internet.
Yeah.
They're on the internet. Like that's why I said the Gen Zers, we get most of our interaction is from Gen Zers.
Yeah. For sure.
So if you're older and you're trying to get a following
Yeah.
of your peers,
Yeah.
it's hard.
That's what I'm saying.
See,
What
maybe you
old
have to
person is
come.
looking for an old person to
Maybe,
Right, it's
follow?
maybe,
hard.
maybe like you need to like target the Gen Zers with no father, and then like you know what I mean.
Wow.
You give
Yeah.
off the father effect. You know what I'm saying? And
Jesus
then like you're like
Christ.
I'm your father, and like you teach them
Jesus
something.
Christ,
And then you
John.
get all the
You
followers.
just triggered someone, John. You triggered some.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, I didn't have a dad, so whatever, man.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm allowed.
yeah. But like you know what I
I
mean?
can
Like
talk
they'll
because
look
I
at you
didn't have a
like as
dad.
motivation and inspiration. Like wow, like this older dude, he's like taking me under his wing. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
look at Jim Auntie over there taking me under her wing over there.
Yeah.
Oh, that has been IFBB Pro. Oh,
Nah, no ways.
still trying to act shredded and shit.
Nah, I see you boxing.
You know who else I want to get on here about? Son of Oahu,
Oh,
Oh,
let's
dude,
go.
that
No,
would be
I
a
saw
good
no,
him
he's
in the
one.
great. No,
gym.
I mean he
Yeah.
used to
Yeah.
come, he used to train here a lot, and then he's got about 70,000
Does
followers.
Mm-hmm.
he? Let's
He
see.
blew up.
Dude,
He did a
Elijah.
you
good
know,
job.
dude,
Elijah, yeah.
do you know
No,
how
he
I swear,
really
you know what blew him up was
what?
Peter. You guys watch Peter Santinello on YouTube? Peter Santinello makes
Oh
these
yes.
documentaries. He
Yes, he
came to Hawaii, and
travels.
he travels around the United States. He's gone to
Oh,
Europe. He's
that's
gone to
who got him.
Asia. So he came here, made a documentary about him. I think that
Yeah.
let's
I
Peter
But
mean,
you know
Santinello.
what I
what
got to
on
give
top of it too,
Elijah?
Elijah has cornered in each market
No,
with
he
his
has. He's
son of
niche,
Walker
and he
thing.
knows his shit though.
He
Like I give him,
does.
he
Yeah,
really knows
He knows his Hawaiian
the Hawaiian
history.
history.
Yep.
I
for
give
sure.
because I watch his videos and I'm like listening. I'm like, oh man, like he did his homework. Like he knows.
Yes, he's
So,
very informed.
so yeah. So and again, and he's young too. He's early 30s.
Going back to Elijah, when he first came out on the bodybuilding scene, man, he was one of those bodies. I was like, damn, this guy's onto something. Don't
Yeah,
stop. And then he just
yeah.
fell off and then
Remember
became
that?
Kumu.
Okay,
Yeah.
not to,
I competed against him one time.
Yeah,
this guy.
Johnny's
Okay,
show.
but he's getting back into it. Okay,
I
continue,
know.
continue.
so Peter Santinello, right? This documentary that he made on Oahu, he was with Son of Oahu, I don't know, Elijah.
Elijah.
The whole time Elijah was in this, 1.8 million views
There you go.
in
Yeah.
11 months. Dude, that's
Yeah, he
major
got
for
hooked
him. You
up.
know how much people from around the world saw this? Because in these comments under Peter Santinello's videos,
Mm,
it's people from Poland, all over Europe, Russia. They're like, we didn't know this about America because he goes to all these different places in Florida and it's all chill and
mm.
nice. Like, oh, we only see riots and stuff where we're from. This is really cool, like
Yeah, I know.
1.8 million
Which
views.
which is good too because he's a great ambassador of the Hawaiian history,
Yeah.
you
He
know, if you
is.
wanted to know. And
Yeah.
he's young enough to where he can capture all kinds of different demographics of age groups and
Yeah.
stuff. So awesome for him.
Yeah, yeah. No, Elijah's good. I met him at Powerhouse Gym years ago, and he was like 17, and he was in
Yeah,
bodybuilding, and I was like,
he
"What's up,
is.
man?" We're like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I'm trying to do this," and I
You know
was
what
like,
I
"Oh,
like
right
about
on."
his old post that when he posts the pictures of him from bodybuilding, it's like I dig those like because he does like the Sade song or something, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Or
your
like
love is king.
yeah, like it's like some like Kevin Levrone or like I don't know, like
Mm.
some like love song, like smooth, like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
something,
because he
yeah,
won the Hawaii high school bodybuilding,
yeah,
like I think like three years in a row, 4 years in a row.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Like
he won
music
it like all the
choice.
years. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was kind of a cool thing. Like he was into it really young.
Yeah, he looked good. He had a good
So
physique.
yeah, we'll get him on here.
Saw him
I'm
at
gonna talk to
UFC
him.
a few weeks back, and he was just like, "Yeah, I'm kind of itching to get back on stage." I'm like, "Frick, you look fantastic. Don't stop.
He was
This
at the
time,
Sting, right?
don't stop."
Yeah, they
Yeah,
performed.
yeah, they
Yeah.
performed.
Elijah
Team No Backflap.
McShane.
Team No Backlash.
Yeah,
That's what it's
he
called?
no, they
Oh,
were wearing malos,
okay.
right? He didn't have
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, oh, that's what they call themselves? Team
no,
No
no, no.
Back Flap. I was like, oh,
Some of them were wearing malos without the flap in the back, you
yeah,
know,
well, that's crazy.
just
Mm,
letting it hang out.
Yeah, right.
let it air out. Yeah.
See, that's the kind like they should have prepped. You know what I mean? Like that they do.
Lose a little weight, get a little bit
Yeah,
shredded
little
before
small.
going
Yeah.
on
Get some
stage.
liposuction.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. They look good. They look good, and they did their thing though, man. It's like I got goosebumps when that was going on, and they were yelling and stuff, man, backstage.
That was a
Yeah,
great performance,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah, for sure.
And he's a natural performer on stage too. So for him to get back on bodybuilding,
Yeah,
picking up
he
those
still looks
trunks
in
again,
shape. Yeah.
yeah,
No, he'll do good.
When I was at Designer Body the other day too, he was in there buying some stuff from Brian. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
get him on. And Johnny, didn't Johnny
Mm.
compete, or
let's
is he
say,
competing?
let's say.
Yeah,
I think
at
that
some
would.
masters.
I want to see Johnny Ligsay and Angela on together.
Really?
That would be a good like combination for some reason. I just polar opposites. I feel and like I
Mm.
feel like one's a
Wow.
judge. She's been judging him for like 20 years. You know what I mean? And then like that'd be good interaction. I don't know. You know what I mean? If
Well,
it's
they're
fun.
about the same height, so it's true. Sorry, Johnny.
I judged
Hey, he's
Johnny in
coming
a
on the show.
couple.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
get him on here.
I
I
think
haven't
that would
talked
be
to him
good. He
yet,
probably
but
has a lot of
he's gonna come on the
stories.
show.
he
Don't worry. We'll
does.
get him
I
on.
judged him a few shows too. And he's he could get up on stage
Yeah.
every year.
Mm.
Good on him, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he does it, man. And that's props to him, dude. Because I mean, he's probably entered the most shows, I think, right?
Garen's
Guarantee. If
Barbarians.
he's probably
No, he
a
has
record
for
holder in
sure.
Hawaii for shows competed in.
So if there's 4 shows a year,
He's
every
there.
show he's there.
Yep.
But now that he's a pro, can't be doing that in Hawaii
That's
anymore, right?
true, right? Oh man, see
That's
that's the
it.
thing. If you hit your pro card when you're older, like I mean,
You're
that's
done
on a,
competing
you're done
here.
competing here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to fly somewhere to go compete. That's the only shitty thing. But I mean, if that's the end goal, and like you know what I mean, you're just gonna like live the lifestyle and lift weights after, then cool. Unless you're trying to fly somewhere, you know. But yeah, that's the I feel the downfall to getting your pro card late is if you just want to do that random, like, oh, I feel like hitting a show this year. You can't just go to the Stingray. You know what I mean? You
Mhm.
got to like go to California. Or, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
That's the
probably why
thing.
Mark didn't get his pro card so that he could compete at local shows still. He's got a couple more in the bag. I'm pretty sure of it. Just like
No,
Jed.
that's not why,
Head
but
to head,
no,
head to
I
head
got
with Mai
injured.
Tai,
No,
And
I got
they could do
injured.
the photo
No,
shoots as well too.
right?
I got injured.
Him
Oh
and Mai
man.
Tai on a Harley
I don't
Davidson.
even.
Like,
Me back on stage one more time? I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. Who
do it,
knows?
man.
I won't say I'll never do that, but it's a very slim chance that I'll do it.
Masters, let's go.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I would only do masters. Dude, I'm almost like I'm gonna be 60 in like 3.5 years, bro. Shit. Crazy,
Really?
right?
Oh, I thought you were younger.
Yeah, I'm like 56 and a half
You're
almost.
in super good shape.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. See,
Yeah.
that's all I need. That's it. I get that. I'm good. I'm like, okay, cool. I can keep on pushing it.
Yeah.
It's been hard. No, it's harder though. Like I really have to really like pay attention now. Like I can't just be like, oh, let me just hit it hard, hard. Like, no, I gotta really pay attention. Like, because I don't want to get hurt, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I'm
But now we
aching.
have
I
like,
feel it. I'm like, back off.
but if you got like a little bit, you can do the liposuction, for the show. Like,
I'm like, no, never done any surgery like that, cosmetic surgery ever, and I won't ever do it, especially for a show. No,
Yeah.
no, no.
Fuck it.
I'm
I
I'm
would
pretty
do it.
lean.
If I had the money, I'm that vain.
Yeah.
I would do
Well, I
it.
don't think I have to.
I'm tired of exercising to stay in shape and look good. I'm old. My body aches. If I had the money,
You would do it.
hell
I
yeah.
just don't want to. Yeah, I'm good. Like for a show, like at
Not
this
for a
point,
show.
okay.
Just do
I
it
was gonna
because
say
I'm
because just for a
vain.
show, I'm like really like
Exercising
for
hurts. I
bodybuilding.
mean, I have a
Yeah,
lot of injuries already. So
yeah.
for me to just upkeep what I have now, it's painful.
Oh, it is painful. I feel
So,
it.
I'm feeling it
you
from
know,
jujitsu
I
yesterday,
feel
right
it.
now.
Yeah.
Like we were doing this
Mm.
thing where you grab the gi collar and you shove it up in their armpit and kind of like push their arms up. I got like
Yeah.
bruises all over
The
here
gi,
now.
dude. The
I'm like,
gi
shit.
will beat up
Yeah.
your hands though.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. When you get older, no gi's the way to go because the gi
Yeah.
will just beat your fingers up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
Guarantee.
it's fun, but I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah, any type of exercise, right? I mean, it's good, man. You
Keep
just
moving.
keep going. Just
I
keep
mean, I will
exercising.
exercise for the health of it, but to keep the weight off and maintain a certain physique, a
Yeah.
certain look with my age and my injuries, it's getting harder and harder and harder every day. So yeah, if I had the money, I'm not gonna lie, I would just get
You would just do it,
liposuction
yeah.
and just
Yeah.
go.
Well, I think if you needed it, right? I don't know. That's why
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think I
saying
don't think you need
I'm
it.
saying I don't think you need it personally. Like I don't know. I don't think you haven't
Thanks,
let yourself go
thanks.
like that. So
Yeah,
You
no.
know, thanks. I
like if
appreciate
you
it.
needed it, yeah. But I don't think you would. I mean,
Mhm.
plus you have the mindset. You know how to do it. I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
I think you're just saying that right. Like
I'm
you're like,
old.
oh, but once you got in it and your mind was locked in, I think it would be a
But
different
after a certain
animal.
age, after a certain mentality, how we talked about, we don't have that killer instinct anymore. We don't have the
Yeah,
like
well, because
no
you've
pain,
been
no
there
gain.
and you
Yeah.
got to that level. I mean, you got the pro car. Like it's hard now, right? Like, what's your drive? Like I remember my first show. Like, I wanted to win a trophy. Like that was it. Like I want to get a trophy. Like I thought it was so cool to get a trophy.
Yeah.
And I came in third place, which they gave you a trophy. And I was like, I got a trophy.
Yeah.
Like I was so
Yeah.
happy
The bar
that
was
I
set
got a
low.
trophy. No, it was low. And it was the first 3 shows that I did. I got third place in every show.
Yeah.
And it was funny because the first one I was like, I got third place. I was also the second one, I was like, oh, I got another trophy. The third one, I was like, "Man, I got third place again. See, then that's when I know. I was like,
Yeah.
I was kind of good. I was like,
There's progression
man,
with
like
the way you,
I
yeah,
was ready to get the next
the
level,
next
right?
level.
At that
Yeah,
point,
for sure.
it's funny how you're not satisfied, right? When you're competitive. And I was like, I won the first
I
place
think for
now.
me, since I stopped doing like steroids, stopped competing in bodybuilding, like it's not that I set the bar lower, you know what I
Mm,
mean? But I set the bar more realistic.
Yep.
It's not realistic to look the way that I used to look
hmm
without steroids. I mean, I hate to say it, but people, I swear, people think like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna come off all. And some people say they're coming off and they stay on like 400 tests every week.
That's not,
That's not
yeah.
coming off. Oh, that's what I cruise on in between shows. That's not cruising. You know what I mean? Maybe to you that is. But
hmm
it's like people don't, they think like, yeah, I'm going to come off everything. I'm going to keep all my gains. I'm just going to eat. I'm just going to lift weights. Yeah, good luck.
I
Yeah.
mean, if you have
Does Dorian
phenomenal
Yates look the same
genetics,
way? Does Kevin Levrone look the same way? Does Dexter Jackson even look the same way from 2 years ago? They
Only
stopped doing
person
as
that
much
looks
steroids.
relative
Jay
is
Cutler,
Phil Heath, maybe,
yes,
Oh, he still looks good.
yeah,
but
he looks amazing.
yeah,
He's an anomaly though.
he's an
But
anomaly.
everybody else, like,
But that's why they called him the GIF, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Because the guy had crazy genetics. So.
every pro bodybuilder who stops doing steroids, and all those guys are still on TRT too. They're way smaller.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Way. You know what I mean? So
Totally.
that's why when people are like, "Well, I'm gonna come off everything," it's just you just got to work hard, man. You just got to. I mean, steroids allows you to work harder. You know what I mean? And it puts your mindset there. It gives you the drive, the motivation. You're not as sore. You heal better. You get a better pump. You look better. It creates muscle. You know what I mean? But it's like you're not gonna keep that when you
Well,
come
I
off.
can tell you this much because I was running TRT,
Yeah,
and so and I'm doing just like GH, like two I use a day,
yeah,
Monday through Friday, and then I was taking tests like 200 milligrams a week, right? And
yeah,
I said, okay, let me just go to cut that in half to 100,
yeah,
and I could say the one thing that I do notice is my joints hurt a lot more.
yeah, for sure.
Like I've been doing that for a while. I still feel pretty good. Like overall, I feel good. Everything, my mood's good, but my joints hurt way more
Yeah,
now. Everything's aching more. I was like, wow, just taking 100 milligrams off a week,
yeah.
my joints are hurting.
Imagine coming completely off
So
and doing like a
no, I
leg day.
couldn't. No.
Dude, my legs are sore for like one whole week sometimes. Like after a
Mhm.
hard leg day now, I'm like, man, like I'm 42. I don't take
Yeah,
any
man.
type of steroids. Branch chain amino acids and creatine only do so much. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is.
Jay,
Yeah. Yeah.
out of curiosity, so the dosing that you used to use before in comparison to what you use now, especially going through all of these issues and problems, how do you feel now that you have to actually continuously titrate your dosing down? Do you have a downwards effect as well too as performance?
I'm okay. Um, I don't get the pump stuff like I used to, but I mean, I'm
Yeah,
still good.
pumps, get catching a pump on like
Yeah.
steroids
Jed's
is
the
good.
estrogen king. No, no, he has estrogen imbalances a lot. So that's where he's got to
Was it?
always
There's the
monitor
Tiger
that.
King.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I
There's
never
the
had
Liver
estrogen
King.
issues.
Then there's the
I never had
Estrogen
estrogen, but
King.
then he has estrogen.
Yeah, I get my blood work done about every 4 to
Yeah,
6
so
weeks.
it's crazy because I never had to worry about
Yeah,
estrogen, but
Jed's
then he
estrogen
does.
conversion is
It's crazy,
crazy.
Yeah,
like off the charts.
Yeah.
that is crazy. Kenny would always
Yeah.
tease me too because I'd come off after a show and then
Mhm.
like I'd be talking about something with my girlfriend and he'd be like, "Dude, you got to get your estrogen levels checked." And then I'd be like,
Yeah,
"Oh shit!" Like it kind of like oh fuck yeah,
you're
that'd be
probably
kind of weird,
right.
man. Like oh, it's.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it does, man. Like steroids messes with your hormones, and it's like yeah, if
yeah,
that estrogen stays high, it makes you act a little funny.
Copious amounts of steroids messes
Yeah,
with your estrogen
yep,
badly.
yeah, for
yep.
sure.
Yes.
I mean, you could just take SARMs and come off, and like you might have a little bit of a hormonal
Oh, it
imbalance,
will.
Like
No, it will.
YK11. I took that. I felt like I was on D-ball. You know what I mean? I
Well,
was like,
Mm.
SARMs is a little bit of different,
yeah, for
it's
sure.
it's not quite bioidentical to your body, so it's a little bit harsher to for you to metabolize. So yeah, you're gonna get a little bit more effects from it. But as far as just if you're just on, testosterone cypionate or
TRT type stuff.
TRT, yeah,
Yeah,
because they're a lot more bioidentical,
for
it's not
sure.
gonna be that
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
Good talk today.
yeah. I love testosterone, baby.
Triple down on it,
But don't forget
especially.
trend, guys. Don't forget about the trend.
I know,
Always
right?
keep the trend
I know,
on
right?
the side.
Man, I know.
Oh my
Trend.
gosh.
That's an amazing
If you
Trend
thing.
is
wanna,
your friend.
if you
Trend is
wanna
your friend.
get, if you're looking to get out of your relationship, and you don't know
Yeah.
how to do it, start loading up on trend, and trend will show
Halo
you the
and
way.
Yeah.
Trend.
Dude.
It'll show you the way.
Halo
Don't
and
worry.
trend.
If you were afraid to
While
get out of
you're
your relationship,
lacking
get on it.
carbs and you're dehydrated and yeah.
Trend will give you the courage that you
Yeah, I
need to
mean,
get
some
out of
people
that.
drink
Yeah.
alcohol for liquid courage,
Yeah,
or other people just take Halo and Trend for some
just pop a couple cc's of
Yeah,
Trend a
right.
week. You're on it, man. I'm telling you. You
Oh,
get
Dude, I
courageous.
only took Halo once and I didn't even really like it that much, honestly. I was like, I just felt angrier. I was taking so many other things. I didn't know what was doing what. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because you take so much things, you don't know what's doing what, and it's just like I felt that
yeah.
was an unnecessary one that just created anger in traffic and things of
with
that nature.
Halo, it's a love-hate for some people. A lot of people, you either love it or hate it, I
Yeah.
hear
I
with
didn't like
Halo.
it.
And if you don't have like a good attitude or mentality,
Yeah,
You should not get on it,
for
period.
sure. Like if
Yeah.
you work in customer service, and like like
Oh, for sure. Don't
yeah,
do
like
that. Don't do that. Yeah,
yeah,
don't do no. That's not good unless you just don't care about your job. So
right. So yelling at the
Oh.
customers.
all
But
right. Well, that was a good one.
my man, yeah, right on.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see about getting Johnny on here and Elijah too. So
And
we'll
Angela,
get some Angela.
Angela, you got to come on here, man. Podcast.
Does she even watch this? Shit, I don't
I don't
know.
You got to
know. I
clip
don't know
that
who
part,
watches it.
Jed, and
I have
send
to
it to
go
her.
back and see the 10 people that watch it. No. No, I think there's more. There's been people that have said that they watch it. So I'm
Yeah,
always like, oh, okay. Like
yeah, right.
I don't, they don't comment or nothing, but I guess they're watching. So
Maybe we need like a fish tank.
it's cool. We're just doing this because we like to sit around and talk about shit. So
Yeah,
We
I
like
mean,
to reminisce about good old
I
times.
mean,
That's what
really,
old people do,
yeah.
right?
right.
Because if we're doing it for the audience, like to get an audience, yeah, that's like okay.
We're doing it wrong,
We're really
absolutely.
failing right now because I think we have like, yeah, we're not doing that good of a job. But it's all good. We like it, so whatever.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys want to keep
getting back to
watching,
that whole
that's
like
great.
content creator thing. You guys have fun doing this, and Jed enjoys
Yeah,
editing. It's yeah, it's enjoyable. You know what I mean? So if it hits, it hits. You know what I mean? And if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's
it's
just it
all
is what
good.
it is. And then
Yeah, good
All
having you
right.
on.
right on. Thank you for having
Thanks,
me.
Sean.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you guys next time and take care and aloha.